I woke up in her arms again. Every time I started to doze off, the image of Josh and the creature flashed in my mind. I would continuously wake up in a cold sweat and somehow remember every little detail from memory. I wanted to get up and drive home, just to clear my mind, but moving would lead me to grow even further into the creature's embrace, her long pale arms wrapped around me and her messy long black hair getting in my face at times. It was around 3 at that moment, and I was trying my hardest not to fall asleep. But at around 3:30, according to my watch, the creature began to stir from her sleep, yawning as she stretched her body. I took this opportunity to scooch away from the creature as much as possible.
Hey, wait!
The creature called out.
I'm not ready for you to leave yet. I still have so much to do before they find me.
I paused for a moment, a very specific question crossing my mind. They? I asked.
The facility, Red Fox, is after me. I'm hiding.
She said softly, which was a clear contrast to her earlier tone. And that somehow gave you the right to turn Josh into an abomination.
Harsh, Max.
Wait, how the hell do you know my name?
I don't know. I recognize your facial features like a map, and I know your name like the back of my hand. But I just can't remember.
There was a still tension in the air. An awkward silence, if you may. I got up, rubbing the sore spot on the back of my head. I began walking out of the barn to my car. It was still snowing its ass off outside, and it was a little farther away than expected. As I walked through the snow, large bundles entered my shoes. But as I was walking, the creature began to follow me through the snow. At times I'd stop dead in my tracks, or told her to go away. No matter how many times I told her to fuck off, she just continued to follow me. Don't you have some creepy girly murders to do?
I'm unable to copy every feminine function. I'm not like other human females.
It took a moment to process what she said. But you look human like me. Don't tell me like you're something from the uncanny valley. Are you?
Prototype. Weapon model type, offense and defense. I'm the perfect life form of my kind. Parasitocosis with complete control.
A lot of information went to my brain. So you're a lab-rat with powers? Like what?
Bullet retraction and instant regeneration. If all else fails, enter ESM, otherwise known as emergency sleep mode. Cool, right?
I knew that talking to her was a bad idea. She was responsible for my friend's death. But I was alone, and I had no one else to talk to. Continue listening, even if I hated her for it. Those sound like defensive strategics, but what about offensive? Does that involve your chain thingies?
Yes. Telekinetic channeled change that originate in my middle spine area. I can't fully control them, only when I either enter kill code mode or if I'm either provoked. Otherwise, I can shatter someone's bones with matter distortion.
How do you know all of this?
Moxie taught me. He was a poorly made puppet with a funny voice.
I can only imagine some bootleg show that would probably air in Russia or Brazil. I softly chuckled at the thought before stopping myself. I was enjoying the moment when I wasn't supposed to. The creature saw this and took note, tilting her head to the right side.
What's the matter? You just stop laughing.
She was right. Creepy, but still right. But I wasn't able to really comment or make a rebuttal to her statement. It's nothing, I told her. My usual go-to answer if I didn't want to talk about a certain topic at certain times. However, the creature was persistent.
Talk. We're here, so we can talk.
I sighed. I don't understand. Why Josh? I asked. She revealed a large purple section on her breastplate. It looked like a mix of vines and stitches.
Hurts.
I was utterly disgusted and fuming with fury. Josh, my friend that I've known for 4 years, hurting something he knew was dangerous, made me angry. I groaned in anger and tried my best to ignore it. How did you even find him? I asked, still fuming with anger.
No. He found me.
I know this, for I have witnessed it.
I looked around the crowded cell. Every damn scientist was waiting to see the first male left hand. It was unthought of. It wasn't theoretically possible. It was complicated. I had planned it out for days now. It was time for my escape. I used the lone piece of wire stitching out of the wall, put it up to my chains, and started making the chains vibrate. In order to create the heat friction to telepathically transfer a chain reaction to the monitor hooked up to E44, I had to create an air friction with my telekinesis and the chains causing head-on overstimulation. Once a small glitch went into the monitor, scientists were rushing in.
An error?
Some would cry out.
How?
Others asked. All the while, I started crawling through the vents to the elevator. I stayed vigilant, pausing at times and slowly moving. A loud creature could be heard, and multiple guards ran to assist the situation. A few getting thrown into the wall or torn into bits and pieces. Blood splattered the walls and the outer covers of the vents. I continued moving forward, reaching closer to my freedom. Also, for those who are wondering, yes, the whole damn vent system at Refinox was fucking cramped. I cannot stress it enough. Like, they were crafty as hell and all when doing that, but that isn't an excuse for nearly resetting multiple bone structures in my body. What were they thinking? Anyways, I got out of the vents right near the elevator. I got in and made my way to the entrance of the building. It was a short wait. The ride to the first floor was a scary first time for me. Well, I say first time like I'd never been on one before. The minute I set foot on that elevator, it took me back to a time that I cannot fully recall. It felt so distant. As I was recalling these moments, I was at my stop. Little bits and pieces of the entrance office weren't working like the rest of the building had. This gave me a very bad feeling.
Going somewhere?
A voice called out from behind. It was the director, head of Refinox.
You know, I thought this day would come. You're off to find that boy, I see.
I turned around, aiming my chains towards him, specifically in his eyes. I wasn't backing down towards him.
I see how it is.
He said calmly as he reached out for a needle in his back pocket.
Thankfully, I'm prepared.
I quickly launched a chain at his right hand, shattering it before it even made contact with the bronze chain. Or so I thought. Once he fell to the ground, I made my escape. I smashed the power grid to the facility as I made it to the outer entrance gate and darted out into the outside world, in a shack of all places.
Days felt like weeks before I was found. Josh kept yelling at me until the point he laid his fist on me. I cannot remember what happened past that point, but I know I did something.
I knew how it felt like. For her to be treated like that was rough, especially from someone who moved from one side of hell to the next. I knew that Josh could be cruel at times, but why that cruel? The sun began to shine. We were sitting in the car in the back seat, sitting next to each other to keep us warm and a lot more comfortable than just sitting in a barn while it was still snowing. The creature wrapped her chains around me. We were surprisingly warm. I was quiet the entire time as the creature slept beside me, her soft breathing singing through my ears. I would occasionally hear her whispers sing through her small breathing, but the one whisper I heard the most was my name. Whatever she was talking about, I couldn't let her constantly keep saying those things. I started softly shoving her to wake up. Psst. Hey, I was still unaware of her name until I saw her ear tag, E12. The creature woke up and quickly started hiding me. She looked scared, fear etched all over her face and mannerisms. "What's wrong?" I exclaimed. "Is something wrong?" Not even seconds later, the creature lays her head on my shoulder and wraps her arms around me.
Kaylee, my name is Kaylee Ames.
She began crying. I wasn't sure why at first, until I remembered what happened before the pandemic. The girl I was consoling in my hands was supposed to be dead.